I'm Tim, and welcome to Watch You Want. Thanks for logging on. Today, we're looking at a watch that combines all of the good stuff. IWC's DaVinci Perpetual Calendar. This is the Perpetual Calendar Chronograph 3758-03. This watch is an outstanding combination of elegance and complexity in a very wearable, everyday practical package. The wonderful thing about this watch is that everything you associate with IWC, rock-solid engineering, usability, practicality, is present, but with a combination of complications that you would expect from the likes of, Patek Philippe, Vacheron Constantin, Blancpain. This watch is an incredible value. The combination of automatic winding, a moon phase, a perpetual calendar with day, date, month, year, decade, and century. All of that with a chronograph. The bottom line is that this watch, produced for only 3 years from 2004 to 2006, is something of a cult classic and a great tradition in modern IWC watchmaking. From 1986, when IWC essentially introduced the modern, fully coordinated perpetual calendar mechanism, to the present, they've been a leader in this field of complication, but since the early 90s, they've offered a low production variant of their perpetual calendar, designed by their own in-house genius Kurt Claus, of course, but they've offered it with a chronograph, and this is one of the best of the breed, a modern 41.5mm stainless steel watch that realistically can be worn and used like a sports watch in every respect except water resistance. At 3 ATM, I wouldn't go diving with this one, but the bottom line is sweat, daily use, the hustle and bustle of the subway, the boardroom, the boardwalk, casual situations, the combination of a white metal, a black strap, and a silver dial is very versatile. So let's take a look at how it looks on the wrist, because after all, fit and finish are one thing, but fit and feel are paramount with any luxury watch. And the hinge lugs are the standout. They're the first thing you notice, along with the mushroom pump pushers and the stepped bezel. The DaVinci is something of a showcase, not just for complications in high-end watchmaking, but for the traditional styles, the throwback styling cues in the IWC line. Now, for those who don't have a whole lot of experience with hinge lugs, because they're not too common in modern watches, the bottom line is they're entirely there for atmosphere. They do not affect the feel on the wrist. They do not have an impact on the ergonomics, except perhaps to improve them. You can see that the hinge lugs actually move the strap away from the case and allow it to articulate straight downwards in a way that a more closely conforming strap-lug combination might not, but because the hinge is the point of junction with the case flank, you see that there's no unsightly gap as there would be with a straight pin and a strap that is not conforming to the case. So the bottom line is you have something that's very aesthetically seamless and elegant, and a little bit vintage vibe there, but it's also an excellent ergonomic companion to the wrist. Now, it sits reasonably flat. Because of the stepped bezel, it'll easily clear a dress cuff or a sleeve, and it feels very comfortable. In stainless steel, it has just enough weight to feel like a premium product, but not enough to be onerous. And that combination of complications, automatic winding, moon phase, perpetual calendar, and a very comprehensive one at that, plus a chronograph, really adds a lot of depth and detail to the dial without creating a busy appearance. Now, first and foremost, I want to talk about that moon phase, because there's a reason it's located at 12. It's paramount. It's the standout feature here. Beautifully rendered. It's a combination of golden sparkles of brass and a beautiful, deep, almost navy blue. This is an incredible moon phase. Right now, just past a new moon, you can see we have a waxing moon just peeking up there. But the bottom line with this one is that the resolution of the stars, those little sparkles that twinkle within the blue disk, are so small and so numerous that IWC's treatment of this complication really does a great job of evoking the true night sky with the innumerable glittering stars in the distance. It's not a few flecks of gold like you see on some moon phases that are almost cartoonish in their rendition. This one's almost photorealistic and quite beautiful for it. Now, the rest of the dial is outstanding inasmuch as it makes all of the functions of the complex calendar quite accessible. You have your day, you have your date, and you have your month in order, but you also have your chronograph subregisters, and it is a true triple register chronograph. The beautiful Arabic numerals are large, bold, and easily seen, and as a bonus, although this is a formal style, there is extensive lume throughout the dial. The foy hands are fully lumed. There's a lume at each index for each numeral. There's even lume on the chronograph subdial hands and the indications for the day, date, and month. So this is an incredibly legible watch, lights on or lights off. IWC's attention to detail continues with this date, which includes the year, the decade, and the century. And in case you wondered, did they think of everything? The answer is yes. You can already buy the century slide for the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th centuries, which you would need to update the watch when the time comes. IWC already sells the pieces. Yes, they think ahead in Schaffhausen. The bottom line is that this watch combines the features that you normally see in watches that cost substantially over 6 figures. Patek Philippe has essentially built its house on that signature complication, the chronograph with the perpetual calendar, sometimes with a moon phase. But the bottom line is IWC brings you one that is not only accessible, but is entirely wearable. This is their own perpetual calendar module, tried and true, even included on sports watches in the past like the Big Pilot and the GST. It's tested for the way that people wear their watches in the real world. The real world where most folks in the luxury watch sector are used to Seamasters and Submariners. This watch is built for that kind of lifestyle. And the bottom line is the base movement, the Valjoux 7750, is one of the toughest automatic winding chronographs out there. Again, time-tested, trial-by-fire engineering. This is a real-world watch. This is not something that needs to sit in the safe until your daughter's wedding. This is a watch that's ready to get out there, stay on your wrist. If necessary, be your only watch, your sole companion. And if you're going to have just one watch, why not have a watch that offers everything? A watch that has it all. Chronograph, moon phase, a comprehensive perpetual calendar, and automatic winding. It's a set-it-and-forget-it type watch. And there's something here that you can use every day, from the romance of the moon phase to the practicality of the perpetual calendar to the occasional utility of a chronograph stopwatch function. This is an awesome reference, and again, having been built for only 3 years, it's a real rarity. The style's distinctive, the combination of complications is intriguing. Everything about this watch speaks to superb execution, right down to the full stainless steel deployant clasp and the fullness of this beautiful monotone stitch bolstered alligator strap. This is a special reference, and this watch, stainless steel, 41.5 millimeters, is a real pleasure to use and own. Check it out on our website, Watch You Want, in outstanding condition. This IWC DaVinci Perpetual Calendar Chronograph, reference 375803. If it's the watch you want, the watch that does it all, the watch that has everything to offer, the watch you're looking for, I have a feeling this just might be the watch you want indeed.